our support, these families would be lost and have no idea where to go. We're trying to prevent them from slipping through the cracks. When I first started to volunteer at SAAAC, I noticed a lot of families had no idea what autism was. These families faced language barriers, cultural stigmas, and low income, which made it very difficult for them to access resources and support.
When I think about, the efforts that SAAAC is taking to provide culturally sensitive and culturally appropriate care to those in the local community, I really think that they do stand out as innovators and people that are willing to push the boundaries. I particularly got involved because of the unique model of the diagnostic clinic and this idea of a walk-in clinic in terms of developmental assessments is sort of unheard of. I think ultimately if communities and individuals who live with ASD or are questioning whether their child might have ASD know about projects like these, it will allow them to come to get care. And that care may involve both a diagnosis but also connection to resources. Newcomers often may be coming from parts of the world where there's a certain stigma around childhood disability and different developmental disorders. And so when that's an issue, already that creates a certain barrier that prevents them from accessing resources and services in the first place. Parents or other caregivers or extended, care providers in the family may actually suggest that there's nothing wrong with the child because of their own sort of cultural understandings of childhood disability. And so when it's something, or when it's a developmental disorder like autism, that basically is often what's referred to as sort of an invisible disability. And so if you don't see the outward expression of it, then that can actually create barriers to actually pursuing resources and services and even knowing that something's wrong in the first place.
Research has shown that newcomer and low-income families are typically unaware of the complex pathway to early intervention and diagnosis. We in the medical community know that early intervention means better outcomes for children with autism.
A family can access the SAAAC Walk In Clinic in one of two ways. They can either get a referral from the service provider or walk in and book an appointment themselves. Once this is done, they will enter the first phase of the clinic, the assessment phase. In this phase, the doctor will sit down with the family and do a survey assessment to better understand the child. While this is happening, the behavior team will be doing their own observational assessment with the child to test and see if any signs of autism are shown. If there are positive signs for autism, the family will move on to the second phase, the diagnostic phase. In this phase, the clinician will perform a gold standard assessment with the child to confirm and see if the child has autism or not. If there is a positive diagnosis, the family will move on to the third and final phase of the clinic, the case management phase. In the case management phase, the families will work with the case management team to develop a comprehensive plan for the child. This includes accessing support funding and also assisting in service navigation.
With the support of Autism Speaks Canada, this community-based collaborative effort involving ABA therapists, family doctors, and developmental pediatricians have changed the lives of 13 families in such a short period of time. We know there are more families out there, and this novel model is just scratching the surface on how we're going to help them.